Hey folks, Twisted Christian here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the next 4 to 5 days. And it's pretty interesting because we are living, in my opinion, we are living in one of the most important times in human history. But I also believe we are living in the most important prophetic time in human history. And there's a lot of speculation of all the things that are supposed to happen next week. First thing is, of course, people stay home and let God work all this out. But everything that we've discussed and all the things that me, myself, and Currency 365, other people, that has led up to this particular moment, we've discussed all those things. And right now, concerning next week, the best way that any one person can fight is to pray. Is to pray, pray, pray. And one of the things that I was thinking, thoughts came across as I had listened and been seeing over the last week or so a lot of posts about the two presidents prophecy. And one of the things, in order for that to happen, in order for us to have two presidents, that means Joe Biden will be inaugurated. But at the same time, something happens either beforehand or even after, something to do with the Supreme Court. Right? We've seen a lot of prophecies concerning that, the Supreme Court. And so that's why I say we live in one of the most important prophetic times. You know, there's a lot of prophets who have came out and said that they made public apologies about the prophecies concerning the president. Very interesting, because for whatever reason they felt like they needed to issue an apology, and yet we still haven't seen a lot of the manifestations yet, and we're approaching that point, because it could work out as, you know, Joe Biden is inaugurated, you know, and then later on, you know, something happens with the Supreme Court, say even a week, a couple days, or a week, or a month, or something is going to have to happen before or on that particular day or the day after. So I'm going to play this short clip from the House of Destiny. This is about the two presidents, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
This is a prophecy from my dad, Kim Clement.
Yes.
In 2008. So it's April 4th of 2008. And he prophesies about having two presidents, which I think is quite fascinating.
Unbelievable.
So listen to it first, and we'll come back and we'll read through it and talk about it. April 4th, 2008, in Seattle, Washington. And they shall say, "But now there is a second president. How can we have two presidents? An unusual thing, isn't it?" said the Spirit of the Lord. "Why would it be that one with a double mind would stand up and face the people? No, they shall say, we have two presidents. What do we do now? Fear not, for God said, as I promised before, this is my nation, and I will change things according to the time and season. And I told you now, I will expose and reveal things that have been hidden, so that my nation can move into this next election and to the next phase with victory and honor and glory, says the Lord of hosts. I prophesy America. I prophesy America, you are a light, salt, joy. You are a light, salt, joy. I declare this upon this nation. Great, great prosperity again. Oil prices that shall change rapidly, and when the new source of energy suddenly unfolds, people will say, oh God, how did we miss it? It was so easy. At the right time, and the time is now, says the Spirit of God. So it took me a little while to actually share this prophecy with you.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure what to do with it, if he was actually speaking about now or not.
I think he's speaking
but it
about
really,
now.
there's no other time in the
No.
past unless there's something coming in the future. And I mean, 2008,
was a long time
that
ago.
was a long time ago. That's 12 years ago now.
So like I said, I was thinking about this whole thing with the two presidents. And it's obvious that Joe Biden would have to be inaugurated, right? At least that's what I'm thinking, right? But even though he's the vice president-elect, I guess he could still be considered to be the president. So even though that we only have a few more days into the inauguration, and you see everything that is happening around Washington, D.C., and we don't know exactly how this is going to unfold. And one of the things that he said was, "No, they shall say, we have two presidents. What do we do now?" And he says, "Then fear not." So obviously this has to be this time period that we're at right now. So a lot of people think that he may not make it to the inauguration, but he's being called a president. So even though he is the president-elect, we still might see Biden inaugurated. And at the same time, we see something else there going on. So it's going to be very strange. And, of course, within the same prophecy, he talks about the oil prices changing rapidly, right? So we could be seeing that. So we could see a big boost in the oil market, but also, too, the new source of energy. And maybe it's supposed to come around this time. We still look for when things seem at their worst, and we might be in that time period. I'm not saying it is, folks, but that's why we prophetically watch, and we look and we try to connect the dots, and that's all that I'm trying to do, and then present what I think or what God is showing me to you all. What I'm doing right now, I'm going to be focused on the stock market and what's going to be happening within the stock market. I don't fear. These things are going to happen. And like I said, the best thing that we can do is pray for the safety of the people, and be braced for what's supposed to happen. Because it says here also that he will expose and reveal things that have been hidden so that my nation can move into this next election and to the next phase with victory and honor and glory. So whatever God's plan is, all we have to do is just pray, and then we just keep moving forward, because we're going to start seeing these things. I would imagine that these prophecies are going to start to take place over the next week. So it's going to be very, very interesting how everything unfolds. And, I've said before, when it comes to the stock market, I don't know if this is the beginning of the slide to 20,000. It very well could be. We don't know how the stock markets are going to react, not just here in the United States, but around the world. So I do expect something major to happen over the next week. And with only 4 or 5 days left before the inauguration, it's going to be very weird, folks. You're going to probably feel weird that when these things take place and when these things happen. And you're going to start to feel some really major shifts. When you go through Kim Clement's prophecies, there's a lot of prophecies that are connected around this event. We have the betrayal in the White House, and there's many others. And so there's a lot of them that are surrounding this whole entire point in history where we are at right now. Now, when it does come to the stock market, concerning all this, because this is part of the wealth transfer, and this is what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to take apart and learn, and I see where along this way there have been many missed opportunities to take advantage of the wealth transfer, because I didn't have the knowledge, and I'm still learning. I'm still in a learning process. But next week, very well, there's going to be a lot of stocks that have gone up over the last 6 months, investments that I missed out on, and I'm going to be keeping a watch of those during this whole entire situation, and hopefully be able to take advantage of whatever stocks do end up dropping because of the situation politically that is going on. I'm excited to see these things unfold and come to pass. I think it's going to be one of those things that's going to strengthen our faith when we start to see these things occur. And don't fear, that everything is in God's hands at this point. And so, folks, also too, I ask you to be mindful on the comments on this video. I am going to make this one public as far as the comments, but please be mindful of what type of comments that you make. We're just going to sit back and watch all these things unfold, and also try to take advantage of the wealth transfer. I believe there's going to be a lot of good opportunities next week. And we actually might see, certain industries go up and other industries go down. So anyways, folks, like I said, please stay at home, stay safe, stay prayerful. God bless. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.